feel like we know a decent amount about the game, but at the same time, it seems like we don't know much at all. You know, it's pretty interesting that you actually say that. That reminds me, I want to actually go over this review with you guys. So apparently, I guess somebody got like an early copy of the game or something like that. And we got some actual like extra footage here, and they're going over like certain mechanics and stuff. We get to see obviously a new stage, the training room stage, and just get more information about the game overall. I want to take a look at it, you guys, since we're here actually. So this is from gamer.ne.jp, and for the people, because probably gonna make this into a YouTube video, so the people watching on YouTube, I'll put the links down in the description for you guys as well. But this was a review that came out not too long ago for the actual game, and like I said, apparently they got the game early or something, because they were able to talk pretty decently about the game as far as going in depth about how things work. So we're not going to go over everything here because obviously some of it we don't really need to talk about, but right here they just basically talking about, you know, that what Melty Blood is, telling you know the history of the game and stuff like that, where it came from, talking about the different versions of the game. But a very crucial piece of information here, actually they talk about right here, it's a low hurdle as a fighting game, so basically it's going to be something that's going to be easy for people to get into. So because of that, they're basically saying it's going to be a more accessible version of the game than ever before, which we talk about accessibility all the time when it comes to fighting games nowadays, just because a lot of developers are trying to cater to, of course, more casual audiences. A lot of people know by now that the casual audience is the people that actually make majority of the sales, but they're not the ones that prolong the game. Like, you know, longevity of a community support is that's going to be more of the hardcore audience when it comes to that. But yeah, it's pretty good obviously that they're going this route, obviously, because once again, we all want our games to grow, but at the same time, he also says something that a lot of developers need to take note of, and he says that he was scared, the person was scared that when he touched the game, it wasn't going to feel like Melty Blood, because people are scared when you make games accessible, you take out things that they're used to. But he said he was surprised that it actually felt like Melty Blood. Who knew that a developer can actually, you know, keep things into a new aspect, like make things to a new aspect to where people want to try out something new, but also keep the things that the hardcore audience that's been there for you for the very beginning can sit there and enjoy the things that they've been loving since the game came out, right? There's things for new players and there's going to be things for old players to love about the game, which is a great thing. That's what games should be trying to aim for. So yeah, they were going into like many details about how the game has like the freedom of the movement and stuff like this. By the way, this is a translation, so this is a machine translation, so of course it's not going to be perfect about everything's talking about, but basically just talking about, you know, the game feels like Melty Blood, which is very good. And then start talking about, like, you know, it has the uniqueness, which is the newly added moon skills and moon drive, what adds this new twist to the game, while also still feeling like the Melty Blood that we know. And they even mentioned the classic combo, you know, BC air throw from the ground. You know, you just go into the ground combo, the launcher into BC air throw, the classic, saying like a lot of characters can still do this type of like style of combo within the game, which has this accessibility to it. They also talk about other things as far as like, you know, easier with rapid beats and stuff like that. So they talk about the rapid beats of the game, making things a little bit easier. They also talk about the things that the rapid beat is going to not allow, which I also think this is very good that the game is like this. I don't really like when the auto combo is like a main part of the gameplay. It's okay if it's like, if you make like 1 or 2 hits, like a main thing, but I don't want the auto combo to be like the actual thing that characters like truly go for, and that's like the optimal stuff. I don't want to see that. But like maybe if there's like a certain move that's hidden there, like, you know, Dragon Ball, your LL is like a very unique move. Same thing with like Persona 4 Arena. Characters had auto combos, and like the second hit was like something you really want to like try to like utilize for stagger pressure and stuff like that. So things like that is okay. But what they were talking about here is actually that the rapid beat actually locks you out of doing reverse beats. And if you know anything about Melty Blood, French Blurred games, especially Under Night and stuff like that, reverse beats is very, very strong for doing your pressure, for establishing and reestablishing your pressure and stuff like that. You want to be able to do reverse beats. So the fact that you're locked out of a very strong mechanic because you actually doing rapid beats, this is going to encourage the newer players that want to do the cooler stuff later on, as far as like their combos or just, you know, establishing yourself a little bit more in the game, to like deter away from the rapid beat system. So it's there for people who want that, they just want to just jump in and do things, which is already all fine and dandy. But when they want to actually learn more about the game, then they can finally start doing other things and start understanding pressure in the way that the developers intended for the game to be played at a more serious level, which is nice. Once again, understanding the value of accessibility while not also hindering your players that want something more, right? So it's a system built for everyone with everything in mind, and then there's drawbacks to the things not making them super strong and stuff like that. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, chat, this is where the translation starts to get a little bit weird, but luckily we have a person on Twitter that actually translated this and put it in more simple terms so we can just get a summary and then watch the videos of everything that's happening. So let's go ahead and actually go over to Twitter. So shout outs to BD Tedera for actually making the translations for this. If you guys want to give this person a follow, this is their @ right here. So, you know, give them a follow for their hard work for doing this translation for this summary that we can actually take a look at real quick. So rapid beat explanation right here. So it says AA, BBB, and CCC rapid beat combos exist. So if you guys play Dragon Ball, you know that there's multiple auto combos you can do in that game. Rapid beat is essentially the auto combo of the game, which we were saying like doesn't have too much prevalence because of the limitations that it have on the actual systems. But so Dragon Ball has that as well. There's like LLL, MMM. I don't think it has an H. I think you just do H and then like super dashes and then does a knockdown or something like that. But this game has 3 of them apparently. Then it also says 2A and 4A, previously 5A, are possible to link into each other up to 3 times. So it's weird that you have to do 4A, so you have to stand up and press back in order to do a link for up and down. I don't know if that's going to be the actual case. At least that's what it says for the translation for the person that made it. We'll have to definitely test that out when it comes out. But this is the thing we were talking about before. You cannot reverse beat during a rapid beat. So the fact that if you go into this, you're not going to be able to do reverse beat pressure, that's going to make your pressure significantly worse when you're actually trying to put a person on defense, because you're just going to do a whole thing and it's probably, we don't know how minus it is, it may not be even safe, which would probably deter people from doing it more if that's the case. Because what if we go into the launchers and the launchers aren't safe on block and stuff like that? We'll definitely have to see. But for sure, we can see right here that it's going to have some indications of there's going to be 3 of them that people can actually utilize from different buttons. And I'm guessing they're going to have probably like different things that they do. Maybe they all don't put you in the air. Maybe it's like different combo routes or something. Obviously, it's going to have to start from a different button. So the way it like works is probably going to be different a little bit too. So we actually get a video of it. So this is the A combo. Probably show the B. Okay, so it seems like they all go into launcher. And it don't seem like the air combo is long. It's just it's straight go into like a BC into an air throw. So you only get like a double jump combo. So it's pretty fast. Now you're showing like the classic combo. You see how much better that is right off the bat. Showing like, yeah, how many times you can link the 2A and then go into a combo yourself like that. So yeah, it's definitely, you know, fast button matches like we're used to is still going to be a thing inside the game, where you can mash, confirm, and then go into the air launchers and stuff like that. Then showing the pressure, showing the reverse beat pressure off the 2A. But once again, you're not going to be able to do that if you do the reverse beat. You're not going to be able to go into that. All right, so this is the shield explanation. This is the first part of it. So we already know that there's different shield moves that you can do outside of shield. This probably is going to give us a little bit more details about the actual shield moves and exactly what moves are they tied to and how they work a little bit. So A and C after successful shield results in a shield counter. B after a successful shield results in a cross-up counter, which locks on. Oh, that's interesting. That I didn't know. So the thing where they like go through the opponent, they like, you know, they slash it through in a diagonal angle, I'm guessing is what it is. That is the one that's locking on. Let's read a little bit more. It says BC after successful shield results in an invulnerable diagonal tackle that costs meter. Oh, so actually the BC is actually the thing that I'm talking about, and that's going to have invul to it as well. So not only are you getting the shield, but you're going to actually have invul when you do it, and it's going to cause meter. Now we have seen characters do this when they do not shield. In fact, it calls their actual moon meter. We've seen Arquay do it in one of the trailers before and stuff like that. But this is very interesting, obviously, that they could do it like this. I wonder what the other cross-up they're talking about, the cross-up counter. I'm guessing that is the one where they teleport to the other side with like the overhead attack. That is the B one. Okay, that's what that is. And then A and C are successful shields result in a counter. So I guess there's different attacks. We know one of them for sure is like the launcher attack that characters have. So whatever the launcher is, that's going to be one of those. I'm guessing that's the shield counter. And then, of course, we have the cross-up where they do the overhead. And then BC is the one that's going to be invul and do the tackle and stuff like that. So very interesting that this is all together. And the last thing he said for the explanation was after a shield clash, the attacker can cancel into shield at any point. So that's very interesting right there. So, of course, it seems like the attacker has a little bit of advantage, at least from the translation of it. We'll definitely have to see. But from what we've been able to see from the actual shielding wars that's been happening, it seems like once a person's shield, if the person's not punished, then they could do a shield, depending on the options that they pick, right? It seems like the actual shield counter is going to be the fastest option. The other two seem a little bit slower and probably have more reward tied to them, but the other person has the opportunity to shield back or punish you however they feel, depending on like how they read you or whatever. Yo, shout outs to training room stage, by the way. You guys missed these stages? So once again, this is, I'm guessing, the tutorial of the game, and it's teaching them about the shielding. So I can't wait to actually get in here and like try the tutorial and stuff myself. It looks very similar to like how Under Night does it, with like 2 out of 16 to dash and stuff. So we're seeing the different follow-ups here. They're going pretty fast. Let's rewind it real quick. So just explanation at the very beginning. We're gonna see the A first. So that's the launcher. It says A or C. So I guess both of them are gonna be the launcher. That's the cross I'm telling you about. We don't know if it's an overhead yet. And then that is the one that we're talking about that calls meter. So the meter that is actually taking, though, I'm guessing is going to be your shield. I mean, your moon meter. That's at least what it took last time when we saw it actually done. So that's what I would imagine. So, okay. So we see here a different shield. So this is shield counter. So you see how she was immediately able. This is what I'm talking about, shield wars. So we see how you can like play this. Oh man, this looks kind of crazy, bro. This shield war that you can do right here. It's like, okay, it's like, are you going to shield back? Are you going to shield back? And then like they shield again. So it's like they shield, you shield, you shield. It's like, who's not going to shield, right? Am I not going to shield and just let them rock? And then you punish them because they tried to shield back and you baited it and stuff like that, and then you get a huge punish. It seems like you can always do is like, even off the launcher, right? So you see like they're just shooting each other. They're doing a launcher attack, and the person does it, and because of the clash from the shield happening, so just because you activated the shield, you have an opportunity to do it again. Like I said before, it reminds me of the reflect wars inside of Guilty Gear Exard, where because a person reflected, it doesn't matter what they reflected, you have an opportunity to reflect back as long as you had the meter to do it. But shield in this game doesn't cost meter. So it's just going to be this ongoing war. It's going to see, it seems kind of chaotic. We got to see exactly how it's going to work though. But it seems very strong and a little bit just like a random guess that we're going to have to worry about. We're going to definitely see how it works for sure though. BC air throw, the classic. One thing I think we get to see right here is I think that's auto combo on whiff. Reminds me of Dragon Ball. So we're gonna be able to like whiff the auto combo. That may be a little strong actually. You could like just whiff the entire string and then like sort of land a hit, and then maybe it goes into the launcher. That sort of like reminds me of Dragon Ball a little bit. Once again, showing the different options. So I'm guessing some of the options have actual punishes, as you can see right there. So I wonder if she was able to hit her because she was behind her. You see, she was shooting back right here. She was shooting back, but because she was behind her, I wonder if that beat it. So it may really be an actual guessing game depending on what you do. Of course, that's the Invol one, the Clash Wars. Man, this game is looking a little crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so last one, we're talking about the moon skill explanation. So it says moon skills are upgraded versions of your special moves that cost moon icon meter. So I'm guessing we're gonna have like the light and heavy versions, AB versions, then your EX versions, and then you're gonna have a moon skill version, which is gonna be even, moon skill versions may even be more powerful than your EX version, which are basically your super versions. It says they can be activated by inputting a cardinal direction along with BC. Some of them can be jump canceled on whiff, which is very strong as well. Let's keep reading before we actually watch the video. It says when a moon icon is filled past 50%, BC allows you to activate Moon Drive. Moon Drive will upgrade your moon skills, and the magic circuit will slowly increase, allow an additional air dash and an additional jump. So not only are you going to get better movement, but the moon drives, which are already going to be very strong compared to doing like the A and B versions and possibly the C versions, they're going to get an increase in what they allow you to do as well. And you can do this once you have 50% moon meter. So I guess understanding the icon and knowing where the 50% mark is definitely going to be very prevalent as far as knowing exactly when your opponent can actually do this. Because not only this, but we've been talking about it before, it can be used as like a pause button because it actually just freezes the screen, so the opponent can see what you're doing and react accordingly to that situation and possibly punish you for doing something that wasn't really like safe, or that they just could get a read now because obviously they can see what you're doing. Moon drives have no ending lag and can be used to aiding confirms as well. So we've seen this before. where there was a video of Akia where she did her like anti-air. She doesn't really normally get anything off of that, but because she was able to cancel that into Moon Drive, she was able to run all the way up and pick that up for a combo, which is actually insane that she could do that. And then he says, however, you cannot Moon Drive cancel moves with invincibility if they are blocked. Okay, so I've been talking about this for a while. I was saying because Moon Drive is a cancel, I wonder if you could be really ignorant and like if your character has a DP or like an EX super or something, can you just EX super or DP into Moon Drive and make it safe or plus or something like that? I'm like, that would be absolutely insane and mad like dumb. Like this would be some real degenerate stuff if that was in the game, but apparently you can't do that. So that's actually very good that we see that. It says a 2AB to Moon Charge will increase both your magic circuit and moon icon. So that's very cool. There's a moon charge. So we've seen there's a charge for your actual meter for the magic circuit. I did not know it actually charges your actual moon icon as well. I didn't actually notice that. We do know, however, that when you do charge, it actually does take some of your life away. It makes it into like gray life that you can get back later, but it actually does take some of your life away. So that's something that you got to keep in mind too. It says slight correction at the bottom. Moon Drive has no startup delay is correct. It seems to have a bit of recovery. Okay, so it has no startup, but it does have recovery on it. So I'm guessing it could be punished somehow, maybe. I don't know. I guess it depends on what the opponent does. I guess you can't just do it and then like assume it's your turn or something. You would have to like, if there's a meaty already on you would probably just have to go into something like right away, like with a like invincible move or something like that. So definitely it's probably going to play out like very similar to how it works in like Under Night. All right, so this is supposed to be the explanation video for what we just talked about. So let's see what happens. So we see we see they're using skills. We see like the differences. Are we gonna see it in like in matches? I think this is the match footage we've seen before, but this is the actual explanation. So it seemed like forward and back. I'm not quite sure the difference of the motions that they're doing, but we see it obviously in the Shiki footage that they're showing here. I'm guessing this is the old match footage though. The cool relaunch combo, of course. Man, the music, bro. We're definitely getting a little feel for soundtrack. Gee, the EX slide. Yeah, you get a chunk of damage. Oh, like even you can see right there. So on whiff, he was able to jump cancel the DP, right? That's really strong. Like that's very strong. The fact that he was able to do Moon Drive DP, which is probably invul. Is it invul? Let's see. No, it's not invul. Okay, it's not invul. As you can see, if it was invul, it would have it on the side that was an invulnerable move. That's one good thing we also been talking about the game, that the game lets you know certain things about the characters without you having to go in the training room and learn about those things yourself, which is very good. Just talking about the Moon Drive itself now. So you see you get like, yeah. So normally in Melty Blood, you normally get like a jump and like 2 air dashes or double jump and an air dash. Now it's they just did a jump, double air dash, and then another jump. So that's very strong. Just show you that again. That's very strong. Oh, wow. So she did. That was jump, jump back forward, double jump. Oh my god. So that was 3 jumps and 2 air dashes. That is a lot of mobility. So we can see right here they're talking about doing it on block. Now the thing that I want to talk about with this, again, we don't know how strong this is going to be for actual making things safe that aren't necessarily safe. So while you can't do it for invincible moves, there are attacks you could probably do that are necessarily not safe, but because you cancel into Moon Drive off of them, not only would you probably be able to make them safe, but because of the recovery not being that like long, you could probably make them even plus because of the block stun that they'll probably put the opponent in, as well as the faster your recovery is. So certain things we'll have to definitely test and make to see how strong they are as far as like making you plus off things that are necessarily not safe if you just do them on regular blocks. So this is going to be a whole thing that we're definitely going to have to try to figure out when it comes to this game for sure, because it looks very similar to how people do like V trigger activations and stuff inside of Street Fighter 5. How they can like, you know, do certain things and then they like make it plus with those like type of like moves they do. stuff like that. So it's going to seem very similar to that, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, you see how much lag it has by itself? So that they show like how it is before. Like, yeah, you see how fast that is, and you just cover in the air rather than just holding all the recovery. Oh, and that actually is an invincible attack, actually. The one they just did. The one they canceled was that invincible? Okay, I don't think they did the invincible. It didn't say invincible on there. That one's invincible. Okay, they're showcasing that you can't do it from the invincible ones, is what they're showcasing there. So it's going to also give you more combo opportunities because you have more jumps. As you can see, she was able to see the situation right there. Very, very strong for Sin situations. I like that charge pose. So yeah, this makes me super excited about the game, chat. I'm not gonna lie. Not only just because obviously we got to see more about the mechanics and how they work, but it just also just explains like there's a lot for us to actually explore here with this system. Just the fact that the system itself has so much to be explored just makes things super fun. As a lot of people always say, when a brand new fighting game comes out, the most funnest period is the exploration period, when nobody knows exactly what's happening, nobody knows what's strong, and everybody's just exploring what the game has to offer, and you just see a bunch of new tech and the community finding stuff together. That first like honeymoon period, the first month of a fighting game, is truly the best experience of any fighting game's lifespan for sure. And it's gonna feel pretty much be the same like this one, I'm pretty sure. Just the fact that no one really knows and we're all gonna be trying to discover this thing together. But overall, super excited, man. Obviously, we only got a few more weeks left, and I just can't wait for this thing to finally come out, man, because this is just looking better and better every time I read about it, every time I see it, every time I hear it. It just looks like something that I'm definitely going to spend a lot of time with, and I'm going to enjoy for sure. But yeah, how we feeling about the videos, chat? The Arcway got the cutest charge pose.